experience, there's a very orderly and structured end of the experience, and that's when the experience ends. Near-death experiences are nothing like dreams. If you've had a frightening near-death experience like some of those that I've described, there is no question that when you have that experience, this forces you to look at yourself. This is something that really shakes up your life in a major way. You've really got to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why did this happen? What's really going on here? Is this the reality? It really forces you to understand what is the reality of what's going to happen when I die.
Dr. Richard Kent, a retired medical doctor, has studied the NDE over many years, traveling the world and writing books on the subject. Of the 300 case studies he has made, an alarming amount report the existence of a realm similar to the one encountered by Daniel Ekechukwu.
It's just a horrendous, awful place. It's a place where people are terrified, are frightened, and people even who've seen hell, even years later, they recall in horror of what they saw there. It's just a place of awfulness. I've interviewed probably over 300 people who've had these experiences, and all of them have been dramatically changed. Their lives have been changed by these near-death experiences. You can't say that about hallucinations. Hallucinations simply aren't life-changing experiences, whereas near-death experiences, when you meet Jesus Christ and others see heaven or hell, they are dramatic, riveting, life-changing experiences, and almost invariably people's lives are dramatically altered as a result of these experiences. So personally, and also because of the fact that the near-death experience accounts are so remarkably similar not only to each other but also to the Bible, I personally believe that these are real events and people are describing real events. If you read any newspaper today, you'll read about people having a near-death experience of a type, leaving their body and going along a tunnel and going to a place of light. It's only one those who get really close to, who recognize Jesus Christ. They describe him as nearly 6 foot tall, for radiating light, tremendous amount of light coming from him, from his face and from his chest and from his arms and from his legs. But people, it isn't just the appearance of Jesus, it's the fact that they feel in the presence of so much love. Many people said they've never felt like that. They've never felt so completely surrounded by love, powerful as that. It's just incredible love.
Though scientific research has shed a lot of light onto the subject, it is only those who have experienced firsthand the reality of a life after death that can truly give us insight into what happens when we die. Like Ian McCormick, a native New Zealander, McCormick would undergo a life-changing experience as a result of his extraordinary encounter with death and the life beyond. Fact or fiction? You decide after seeing the following episode.
I think about in the late 70s, I saw a movie called Endless Summer. It depicted some young Californian kids with the surfboards traveling the world looking for the endless summer, no winter, and the perfect wave. It captured my heart, and I thought, well, that's me. For 2 years through Australia, Southeast Asia, Bali, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and we ended up sailing down to a small island called Mauritius. And this island had great surf and great diving. I surfed there, dived there, lived with the local Creole fishermen, Simon and Daniel Ekechukwu, in a place called Tamarin Bay.
bud.
Hey, wait, Jim. Are we going down tonight?
Diving tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, the weather doesn't look so good.
That's good.
Okay.
Down there, you can see the fluorescence in the water. You know, you lift the water up and the fluorescence is sparkling. It's a beautiful night. And we came down to Rivière Noire, which is on the outer reef, and dropped in. And we started getting crayfish.
If this is the best you can do, I'm going back to New Zealand.
Hey, don't like this, huh?
Chica?
We'll wake up the shark.
No worries, mate.
It's quite dark as the clouds are coming in, so there was no real moonlight, and there's a little bit of a chop on the water. Dive on the outer reef. As we dived, we'd look with our diving torches because the crabs and the crayfish would come out. With your torchlight, you could blind them. With your leather gloves, you'd pick them up. Started making out these jellyfish, box-shaped, finger-like tentacles. I thought, well, is that a jellyfish? Yeah, it must be. So I reached out, and sure enough, it was a jelly. As it swam through, I had no idea that I'd just reached out and grabbed potentially the deadliest, sometimes the second deadliest creature known as a man. A box jellyfish, obviously, because it was box-shaped. It was transparent, bell-shaped with like a cube underneath the bell, with finger-like tentacles coming out. I actually thought it was like a transparent cuttlefish, or it was a very unusual looking jellyfish. Some expansion of the stone. And it sounded like thousands of volts of electricity went